It's just like many people in Chicago watch football, right? People in Chicago watch basketball. What are those games about? Those games also are about balls. And these are the balls that we're talking about. Aren't those balls? See, testicles are called balls.
Absolutely.
But when we thought balls, we said, oh no, this is just entertainment. And that's why it is reported that somebody interviewed Jimmy Connors, tennis star, and Arthur Ashe. And they was asking, you know, well, what do you think about tennis? Jimmy Connors said, it's a matter of life and death. Arthur Ashe said, it's fun and games. And you see what I'm saying? Because they were coming from when Jimmy Connors is smashing that little white ball across that net with a white opponent. It means one thing to his psyche, it means quite a different thing to Arthur Ashe. But this is a culture that says what? Keep your eye on the ball. We think that they're talking about some basketball or football, period. No, they are talking about these balls. These balls that can cause white genetic annihilation.
Absolutely.
And that is why the ball games in this culture, and most people don't think about it, that there are two series of ball games. And I won't ask the audience, but the two series are what? Big brown and small white.
Absolutely.
See, now people play balls all the time and watch balls, but they don't really step back and say, what's going on here? And the reason that I got to this is that one Sunday in Washington, it was so quiet. And I like it to be quiet because you can really think when it's quiet. So I said, what's going on? And then it dawned on me, the ball game. So I said, wait, these ball games mean more than we think they mean. And that's how I understood this. The big brown balls are football, basketball, soccer. See, if you look at the soccer ball, it's got those black patches, so that means underneath is black, it's got a little white covering on it. Okay. Bowling ball, small white, tennis, golf, ping pong, baseball. Okay? But these are the basic ones. Now, the men that are considered to be most virile play what games?
Football.
Football and basketball, meaning they play with the big brown balls. I see a gentleman laughing so hard he can't right here. But do you understand what I'm saying? See, this is symbolic activity. This is activity that goes on at the subconscious level of brain-computer functioning, where the brain is dealing with critical reality without talking about it on the surface. And so the white collective looks at the people who play with the big brown balls as being most virile. And it wasn't always that you had big brown men who were the masters of the big brown ball games. There was a time in which white males only were playing with the big brown and playing with the small white. But they also understood what it is that they were doing at the subconscious level. And look at where these big brown balls go. This big brown football goes into some white upright legs at the end of the field. And the basketball goes into a white net. and they're white females that dance along on the side. As the white females say, my ideal mate is tall, dark, and handsome with some dark balls. Do you understand? Now, the game that is played by the most powerful white males is what? Golf. Little tiny white ball, long stick, held in between legs. And he's trying to get this little ball in a hole in black Mother Earth. At the same time that within the white supremacy system and culture, white men say they are not men until they have had sexual intercourse with who? A black woman. Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen?
Absolutely.
See, this is very important because if you don't understand, see, the reason that we're spacing around and white can't get it together because we do not know the game that is on the table. We do not understand what actually is going on, but I can guarantee you the reason that a tiny minority of people on this planet can control the whole planet it is because whether they speak Russian or whether they speak English, whether they say they are Republican or whether they say they are Democrat, or whether they say they are socialist or capitalist or communist, that is on the surface. The bottom fundamental line is white genetic survival. And that's what last week's activities were about in Washington. Because unbeknownst to many people, Mr. Gorbachev said, you got problems with your black people, then why don't you put them in concentrated areas? Like we have our people. Yes. You don't see any of the non-white people that make up the majority of the people in the USSR, so-called. No, that was just one white brother who is in charge of that group of non-white people. And so if you read your newspaper carefully, you will know that 1/3 of the Afghanistan people have been killed. Non-white people in the interest of white genetic survival. And so what we see is the big white brothers, the real biggies, now coming together to work more effectively together and stop wasting all this energy pretending that they are at war with one another. Because non-white people are twisting and turning in different places. And it is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain white supremacy for the purpose of global white genetic survival without just out front total cooperation. Now this is the thing that we have to understand. And as long as we don't understand it, I maintain we will be making big mistakes. That what we need to think about